Nodera Ice Shelf is now 100% complete, aside from maybe bug fixes and oversights that I've forgotten about. But that aside, well, what's different about it? If you remember from the January 2012 overview video and what my progress was, you can tell a lot of differences here. 3 actually. For one, the water waves in the foreground are now functioning properly. 2, the iceberg in front, that's now otherwise better 3D effects. And third, because after all you got like a kind of a flat looking area here and a really rough looking area there. And the third one is the height from here down to wherever the low point is, that's considerably different. It's much wider. And as usual, when you go underwater, the scene gets darker. However, that water is deadly. Why is it deadly? It's freezing cold. That's the only reason. You can touch it though. However, do note that if you do touch it, you have 5 seconds to get out of it, or it's going to start doing HP damage. And high up above, the scene sure looks a lot different here. And here's yet more differences. For one, there's actually, 3 or 4 differences. For one, the closest iceberg is far part of it. You can actually see, well, these are ground decals that I'm using for that. Yeah, I know, I use ground decals a lot. And these icebergs, there used to be very few, but now there's a lot of them. The third is these mountains over here, the Centus Mountains. Yes, the Centus Mountains. You're actually in the far northern part of them, looking straight south. Yep. And of course, if you look closely here, you can actually see the mountains poking through the clouds. These just barely, but these not. So what about the even higher areas? Well, I would like to use this green spring here, so I could show you the kind of the shape on the iceberg out here, or at least the edge of it, just so you can see what it looks like. Here's some bigger icebergs coming in. Bigger because they're closer. They're actually more about the same size. They're pretty much the same style as what they used to be. But that aside, what about even higher areas? And if you actually look closely here, you can actually see air taxis zipping by. It's kind of hard to see though. Of course, I don't know why I jumped there, but oh well. At least I grabbed that heart. That's nice. For even higher areas, that's where that white spring comes in handy. One of the game's rarest items. And yes, rarest. Gold bullions, 5-ups, and white springs are among the rarest items in the game. Not with a gold bullion I just got. But you might be wondering, why is this world called Nodera Ice Shelf? Easy. This right here is why. Okay, what is this? This is the actual ice shelf itself. And if you look closely here, you can see an actual difference in the vertical span from here to here. They're actually the same height, but it's distance that's different. That is the key. So, well, let's see, what am I doing? Got a long way down, so might as well make use of cranking up that speedometer. Get that elevator platform to stop. Oh, that was good. And no, I don't have collision detection with water yet. So, for the higher areas, I need to get to this elevator platform. Now I can really crank up that altimeter. But this area right here, that I love. That is a really nice look. And here you can easily see how the shape of the ice shelf it is. After all, being in July and kind of the latitude this is, probably about 55 or 60 degrees north, yeah, the snow is melting, stuff like that. Just going into the clouds here. Yeah, you can see the ice shelf here, although just barely. But here you can see the Centus Mountains very well. And I will be adding a sky darkening effect. However, that will be in the next session when I return to working on Platform Masters again. All I need for that is really just images right now. That's the only thing I'm missing. And of course, I got a jump coming up. That right there, in case you're wondering. This is basically what Nodera Ice Shelf looks like from really high up. Pretty much at the, well, it's not really the highest possible. The highest possible is basically 15, 16 digits here. It's really extreme. But reaching that, you're not even going to reach it. You're not even going to see the limits in this game. If you've seen the extreme screenshot that I've recently posted on Platform Master's site, boy, that just zipped by, you can actually see how big the score can really get. Was there anything there? What was that? Fallout. Yeah, if you go underwater, it does get really dark. Yep. So, of course, don't go too low or you're gonna fall out. Come on, platform, where are you? There you are. In case you're wondering, I was just doing that so I can otherwise just show you the far end of the ice shelf. Yep, here's an air taxi zipping by. You'll find plenty of those things. Look at all these icebergs, all randomly distributed. That was a close one. Of course, being in a very remote area, it's like, what are you going to find out here? And so, yeah, traffic is pretty light. But still, why do planes go over the North Pole or really close to it? It's because of the Great Circle routes, shorter distance. So, yeah, you'll find a fair amount of air taxis even in this frozen tundra. Sure is quite wonderful looking, isn't it? Nodera Ice Shelf the way it came. This is actually really nice. After all, when you combine this with Nodera Ice Jingle, the song that I've got almost 4,000 plays on right now. Yeah, 4,000. And of course I'm really starting to get bored of it finally. Took all that time, but hey. Yeah, this is actually one problem I don't know how to solve at the moment. Yeah, you can actually see the water there, but I otherwise don't know how to solve that. Because solving this, getting the varying height in here to match perspective, that took a while to do. But anyway, this video was created by Ulillillia. Thank you for watching. And you probably know what's coming up, right? Yep. The high-speed fall. And oh boy, look at this TikTok. I still love watching that.